Welcome, friends. You see out looking at the left side of the aircraft here, it's nighttime. We took off from Napa, Kilo Alpha Papa Charlie, 4 hours and 25 minutes ago. And we're headed east, headed to Teterboro, to New York. Thought about going to JFK, but I didn't want to deal with the traffic. So we're going to Teterboro. Local time, 8:41 p.m. Haven't flown at night in a while. Descending through 15,000 for 3,000 at 2,000 feet per minute, doing 260 knots. Altimeter 3041. Little tiny tailwind following us right now, about 8 knots. Headed south-southeast right now, and we're going to make a left turn in just a moment for the ILS approach to runway 06. ILS frequency 108.9er. Already have that programmed in. Airport elevation is 8 feet. Approach course 060. Already have that programmed in on the HDG. You can see it there. That little bug. Runway length 6,013 feet. Here's our left turn, as promised. Just a little 255. So we passed 13,000 feet for 3,000. Bring up the VFR map just so you can see what our approach involves. Come on. This is interesting. Why am I going this way? Noticed our approaches have been a little weird lately, so we'll keep a sharp eye on this. We should be headed to Sierra Bravo Juliet. So, oh, anyway, this is the approach. Runway 06. There it is. Vings Dandy Torby. And there's our airport. A little weird that we turned this way and now we're going back this way. We'll have to look at that if we land, if the sim stays stable. Slow to 250. Must obey the speed limit. Night landing. It's been a while. And I have landed at Teterboro before, but it's been a while. 38 miles out now and 10,700 feet, so we'll shallow our descent rate down to 1,500 feet per minute. Yeah, this is weird. We went like this. Ooh. That'll look kind of funny on the map once we finish. But anyway, we're making our left turn now. We'll slow to 245. This beautiful night approach on an absolutely beautiful evening. Fall evening here in the New York metropolitan area. 51 degrees, no wind, clear skies. Hard to beat. Can't really improve on that. Slow to 240. Lots of traffic in the area. Oh, and we have lost ATC. By that, it's that common bug that we've encountered before, where we can not hear their transmission. We can only hear our reply to their transmission. Shallow our descent rate now to 1,200 feet per minute. We'll slow to 235. And we are still not receiving ILS data, nor would I expect to, 31 miles out. When we do, this will populate, and we'll see the ILS identifier along with distance to the airport. It's our Vings. It's our next waypoint, Vings. 16.7 nautical miles from that. Teterboro is just across the East River, or excuse me, across the Hudson from Manhattan. And then the plan is, if you can believe it, is to head to shallow our descent rate even more, down to 800 feet per minute, is to head after this, slow to 230, to Milan. Yes, we're going back to Europe. We are, as part of our westward around the world journey, we did stop after Israel. We stopped in Mallorca, and now we're headed back east, first to New York. I'll have to check the sim. I don't know if the range on the Longitude, slow to 225, is enough to get us from New York to Milan. Might be really tight. So we might stop in Ireland, or maybe even Iceland. I don't know. I have to think about it on our way east. Make it a little adventure. We'll see. 24 miles out now, 7,100 feet. Altitude's perfect. Slow to 220.
119.5 for Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
You see how we didn't hear ATC?
Approach Cessna November Tree
only heard our response.
Whiskey is passing 7,000 feet, descending 2,000 feet.
Landing lights on. Descending what? 2,000? 2,000 feet. Huh. I vaguely recall us being told to descend to 3,000. All right, we've adjusted our altitude selector to 2,000. 21 miles out now, 6,600 feet. Just fine on our altitude. Slow to 215. Left turn, very gentle left turn coming, and then we're on final. Final approach is 12.4 nautical miles. We're going to be at 2,000 feet at Vings, so that's why the sim is telling us that. The approach chart does have us at Vings at 2,000 feet. Dandy at 1,500 and Torby at 1,300. Those are our three waypoints. By the way, take a look. You can see we are now receiving ILS, ITEB, India Tango, Echo Bravo. And then we'll receive distance information here pretty soon, I should think. There's our actual airport. Right there. I assume that's JFK out there. And we are now receiving information here on our glide slope. Slow to 205.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
It's going to use the speed brakes, but we don't need it. All right, friends. I feel we really need to worry about is the sim staying stable. That's the only other remaining question. Let's increase our descent rate slightly to 1,000 feet per minute. You can see the white diamond is a little bit low. We want this white diamond right here in the middle. So by being low, it's telling us we're high and that we need to descend a little more aggressively, which is no problem. Slow to 200.
Descend and maintain 1,500 feet Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
1,500, got it. That's the next approach altitude for Dandy. And here's that gentle left turn, and there's the airport. I do believe the last time I landed here, it was on this same runway. But it's been months since I landed at Teterboro. Slow to 190.
Landing gear.
Use our speed brakes.
Landing gear.
Good. Not getting any DME information. Slow to 185. Not getting any DME information on the ILS at this point, but that's all right. We should be able to increase our descent rate just even a little bit more. We'll go ahead and switch over to nav sources to nav 1 and switch on to APPR, and we instantaneously grab the glide slope. GS. That's fantastic. Really good news. Okay, let's slow us down.
Landing gear.
Let's get our speed brakes deployed here.
Landing gear. Landing
as we
gear.
continue to slow.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
So come on, speed brakes, do your job, girls.
Landing gear.
There we go. Let's do a notch of flaps. You have the runway in sight. And we're just about on the glide slope now. Still just a smidge high, but nothing to worry about. 170. 9.5 nautical miles out, so we'll go outside, but first we'll zoom in on the MFD. Down to 3. Let's go outside. First we'll do our beautiful... Oh my word. Hold on. Here. Look at that picture. Good grief. There's our tower handoff. Holy mackerel, does that look beautiful.
Bravo Whiskey 9er miles southwest inbound ILS runway 6 approach.
Another notch of flaps. Approach speed's
Cleared ILS runway
133.
6 approach Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Clear for the approach. On glide slope. Everything looks really good. All our numbers look good. Take a look here. Everything looks good. Green diamond's right in the middle. 1,900 feet AGL. Airspeed's going to 133. Our approach speed. We're on the glide slope. Everything looks good. Never did get any distance information here, but that's not the end of the world. We'll go full flaps. See that? That little ball field. All right, friends. Airspeed looks good.
Cleared to land runway 6 Cessna
Cleared to land.
Tree Bravo
Nice.
Whiskey.
Zoom in one more time here. Down to 1 on our MFD. 5.3 miles out. Full flaps. Gear is confirmed down. Landing lights are on. Stabilized approach. There's Manhattan. It appears unlit. Maybe there's a power outage. Outer marker indicator. Airspeed's perfect. 134. Go ahead and disconnect the auto throttle. Altitude alert. Airspeed's perfect. Wait for the 500 call out. We're 1,000 AGL. 3 mile final. Runway 06. Now the only issue is CTDs. Winds showing just 2 knots here aloft, headed at us. Airspeed's perfect, 134. Wait for the call out, it's almost here, and then we'll go disconnect the autopilot. 6,000 foot long runway. Still on the glide slope.
500.
Autopilot.
Autopilot.
Okay, I have the airplane. We'll switch to landing view mode. Just a smidge right of center line. Airspeed's good. Altitude's good. No Vossies or Poppies, but we have our indicator on the PFD. Want to land in the zone. Airspeed's good. All right. Nice. Pretty butter. Spoilers are up. Reversers. You get down to 65 knots. It's just dark as all get out on my screen. I'm just relying on the visualized simulator. Left turn here. All right, friends, welcome to Teterboro, New York City.
121.9er for Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
All right, we'll contact ground. All right, friends. Contact ground. Teterboro ground. Taxi to parking.
Teterboro ground Cessna
I did restore
343
ribbons.
Bravo Whiskey taxi to parking.
That finally worked. There we got our ribbons.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway
Where the
Victor
hell do
Cross
they want us to
runway
go? Let's go
19
outside,
Lima
bring in the
cross
barn
runway
doors.
24 Lima, Quebec Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Track the flaps. Beautiful. Go back inside. Taxi lights on. Landing lights are off. Pulse lights off. A little more light now with the taxi line on. Oh, let's stop our timer. 4 hours, 40 minutes. Pretty good. The sim estimated 4 hours, 38 minutes on this 2,218 nautical mile flight. Hang a right. I don't know why they're taking us this way. This seems a little circuitous, but I'm going to trust the ribbons because it's dark. Don't have much of a moon tonight. There's our left. Let's go park. We'll head into the city. Left toe brake. A lot of planes. Yeah, so I don't know, as we head to Milan, if we ought to head, we may not have to stop at all. I don't know. I'll check. If we don't have to stop anywhere, we won't stop anywhere. We'll do a non-stop from Teterboro to Milan. But, oh, look at the moon. Moonset. That's awesome. Wow. Anyway, but if we do have to stop somewhere, what do you think? Iceland? Reykjavik? Ireland? I think those are probably our options. Iceland or Ireland. Reykjavik or Shannon? Used to stop there all the time. All right, so it looks like we're crossing the runway we just landed on. All right. I exited left just because I assumed. Yeah, this is the runway we just landed on. But I guess parking's on the other side. But that's no problem. But let's get there before we have a CTD. Although I'll tell you, and it might be famous last words, but I mean, you know, this is the third flight. Boy, the moon looks great. This is our third flight. Look at that. Since we rolled back the drivers, and steady as a rock. There's our parking space, right there. All right. It never occurred to me that we'd parking on the south side of the runway. All right, here's our parking space. Let's get parked, head into the city. Local time, 8:59 p.m. There's a car. It looks like we're going to slice through here. Whoops. Sorry about that. Nothing personal. All right. Here's our left turn into our parking space. Let's go outside. Let's give us a little orientation. All right, I think I know where I'm going. Got a marshaller? There he is. Should have turned off my taxi light, but and there we go. Nice. All right, friends. Parking brake. Right engine. Statics off. Didn't turn off our taxi light as I mentioned, so the poor guy's getting blinded by that. Blinded by the light. It's a song, isn't it? I'm going to turn that off for the poor guy. Anyway, welcome to Teterboro. Cross-country flight. Long flight. Longest flight I've done in a while. I don't think you can see that many stars in the New York metropolitan area. Call me crazy. Still looks great. All right, friends, let's go inside, deactivate our remaining lights. Left engine. Yeah, left engine. I think everything else is good. APU's off. Drop to the logbook screen. There it is. KAPC to KTEB. Now, you'll notice total time of flight, 2 hours, 55 minutes. So how could that be, you say? Well, I did use accelerated rate of play. I doubled rate of play. After we got up to cruise, we flew at 45,000 feet after we took off out of Napa. And I've just got a lot going on today. And I'm like, look, I don't have 5 free hours. So I did increase the rate of play slightly. So actual flight time was 440, as you saw. But sim credit wise, 255. But that's all right. And I got credit for a night landing, my 59th. Let's go take a look real quick at little Navimap or little Navigraph or whatever the hell it's called. See if it logged that flight. Yes, beautiful, it did. Oh, it still has our old flights, but it looks like it's finally clearing off some of the really old ones. Anyway, needless to say, this is the flight we did today from Napa. This is our approach yesterday. This is our takeoff. So we took off in the opposite direction that we landed from or in last time. And then we just headed. We took off, by the way, I should point out, via the MER 3 SID. And we approached Teterboro via the LVZ4 Star. Anyway, you can see our flight took us over Salt Lake City. Across the Great Plains, over Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, right over Detroit, just north of Detroit, till we eventually came over New York State, just southwest of Buffalo. And then here's our approach. This was that weird thing you saw where just for a second it turned, but it corrected itself. And this was our approach. Oh, this is real-time traffic, I think. Yeah, it is. Brickyard. RP 3510. Ground speed 250 knots. KCLE. I don't know. Cleveland. I think that's Cleveland to KEWR. Cleveland to Newark, I think is what that is. But anyway, what a beautiful night for a flight. Good grief. And then this was our approach. Yeah, he's at 2,800 feet. Cleveland to Newark. Anyway, and then that was that little last general left turn. And here was our approach into Teterboro. And it was grand, just grand. So anyway, friends, thank you for joining us on this yet another adventure, in the ongoing adventures of November 343 Bravo Whiskey. We'll do some math here, see if we can make it to Milan nonstop. Otherwise, tomorrow, Sunday. Today is Saturday, October 29th, 2022. If not, we'll stop in Iceland or Ireland, gas up. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Take care.